Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we have a second round mock draft that officially starts with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just did a first round mock draft. Young, Richardson, Anderson, Stroud, Carter, Witherspoon, Johnson, Wilson, Skronsky, Gonzalez, Levis, Murphy, Broderick Jones, Darnell Wright, Lucas Van Ness, Porter Jr., Deontay Banks, Quentin Johnson, Nolan Smith, Jackson Smith, Jigba Bijan, Cam Smith, which could be a likely second rounder, Jordan Addison, Brian Branch, Torrance, Mayer, Harrison, Kincaid, Brzee, Cansey, and BJ Ojulari. So we were looking here with the Steelers pick about who you want to take, and for me this is pretty obvious. I'm going to go Mozzie Smith. This was a part of the first round mock as well, and excuse the acne, dude. It's as worse as it's ever been, so I'm super sorry for that. But here at number 33, Zay Flowers has fallen out of the first round as has Jalen Hyatt and Josh Downs. I mean, Hyatt's the only other one I could see if any team wants to swing big on. So you've got John Mechie, you've got Nico Collins, you've gotten rid of Brandon Cooks, you brought in Robert Woods, you also have Noah Brown. I think Zay Flowers is unlike any receiver they have on their team. They could be heavily considered here if there is no good corner that you like. If you like Emmanuel Forbes, go for it, but I think that there is deeper corner, corner depth in this class than there is receiver. I think that a Marvin Mims later wouldn't be so far off Zay Flowers, but if you're getting, Manny Forbes now, you could get Brent Slater, Stevenson, who's still got some high upside, Clark Phillips to play the slot and kind of take over for Steven Nelson when he's gone. If you want Darius Rush later, Eli Ricks, Riley Moss is really highly touted nowadays. So at this spot, I will end up going Zay Flowers. It's not really the top, right? But Marvin Mims probably be the next best guy like Zay Flowers, and I'm just not really as high on him as I am on Zay. I do love Marvin Mims incredibly, but not to this point. Here at number 34, you're just trying to make your team better. You're taking the best player available. You've lost corner Byron Murphy in free agency, and I think Emmanuel Forbes doesn't fall far from this pick at all. I think he would be just in this range. I don't think that there is much that you really have to go over there. We could see a tiny little run on corners for sure, but not unfortunately. I'm just not going to go there. If you want to pair Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, and Isaiah McKenzie up with someone else now, you can get pure speed and Jalen Hyatt. You could go Josh Downs, get yourself a slot receiver, while Alec Pierce and Pittman kind of dominate the outside if you want. But Will McDonald on the board here is quite tempting, but Drew Sanders I don't think is really a scheme fit. Kwity Paye's there. Nick Ngakoue, I don't know what his deal is. Obviously, DeForest Buckner. You had Grover Stewart. So I just don't know if you need Will McDonald. I'm sure you can get something a little later. I think corner would be quite fun right here as well, though. Yeah, you lose Stephon Gilmore. Give me Juju Brents at 35. I think that we'll see him go high in this draft. Maybe not this high. This is still a little bit of a reach here for sure. I think that we'll still see him go super high in the NFL draft based off of simply his intangibles, his size, his length, his play style. All right, it's just all good. This happens to me one more time, I'm going to commit suicide, okay? Drew Sanders has been gone. This is the most popular pick in my mock drafts other than Brian Branch. Drew Sanders just perfectly goes to the Los Angeles Rams every time without even having to think about it. So that's the pick there. Here at 37, I think that the Seattle Seahawks would like an edge rusher of some sort. Keon White on the board at 37. Maybe you're reaching a little bit, but it's understandable going off the board there at 37. Keon White off the board. And then here, Darnell Washington, I'm a fan of. I think it's just a really fun Las Vegas Raider. I was thinking Oakland for some, I don't know. Brain's in a different place now. What do you need here if you're Carolina? Miles Sanders is your new running back. You obviously have a weak defensive line other than Brian Burns and Derek Brown. So you probably want another interior guy. Gross Matos, Amari Barno. I don't know. If you're so confident in them. Will McDonald, just a limber. I mean, he's undersized, and you probably want more of a power guy on the opposite of Brian Burns. but maybe you can find that on the interior on the opposite Derek Brown. So I will just go with Will McDonald. It doesn't feel right, but I'll just do it just to do it. All right, that's that. Another team that wants to build their defensive line for sure, but they also could use a speed receiver. Oh man, imagine Olave, Hyatt, and then Slant Man. Oh goodness, imagine that. But unfortunately, that's probably not the direction I will be going with. I just think that there's like Felix and Idike Uzama, just a really good like big player body. I mean, he's not like the perfect saint or anything like that, but I really do like Idike Uzama off the edge for him. Therefore, I'm gonna reach again, and I accidentally just took Adetomiwa Adebawore. It's fine. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Sure, I can see that being a pick. Sure. Tennessee on the clock. They didn't get their offensive tackle. They will now. DeJuan Jones off the board at 41. Very good value, in my opinion. A team that took Broderick Jones in the first round, the New York Jets, have 2 upcoming picks, and I like 2 very fun picks for them. One of them being safety, Antonio Johnson. Maybe a little bit of a reach. You can make that up for him. You can make that excuse there. And then also a linebacker. I love Trenton Simpson to this spot. I think that would be a fun one to pair up with. But I'm going to take Jack Campbell. Just a very good middle linebacker player. CJ Mosley Jack Campbell's the traditional Mike. And then with CJ Mosley's age kind of moving out, Quincy Williams kind of moves around a little bit. I think Jack Campbell's the perfect pick there at that spot. Keely Ringo to the Falcons. I think they have a more offensive staff than they do defense. I'm not really sure on that one, so I'm sorry if I'm messing this up, but I wouldn't doubt the Keely Ringo pick right here. I wouldn't frown upon it. I'm going to go to Keely Ringo there. I think that he needs to be talked about more as in this range type of player, and so that'll be that. Green Bay Packers, they already have speed at the position at wide receiver with I'm a Packers fan. I don't even know if I think Watson was an early second round pick. So yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and look at receiver and all the guys on the board. If you want a small receiver like Josh Downs, I don't think that's really what you're going for though. You could use a tight end. Musgrave and Laporte are still on the board. I will go Laporte at this spot. I love the player. Talent, upside, I love all of it. So we'll just do that there. And then New England Patriots, I'm just going to go Riley Moss here. Imagine. That would be horrible. That would be some top-tier mock drafting by me. At this spot, I don't think a corner really is your go-to right now. They could use maybe a little interior offensive line. Receiver, I don't like at this spot. I mean, Jalen Hyatt, sure. I mean, you have... What? Who else do you have on that team? I mean, obviously, it's not a whole lot of smaller slot or speedy players other than Tyquan Thornton, last year's pick. Felix and Idike Uzama's on the board. I'm going to just go Felix and Idike Uzama. It doesn't really play like an Uche or Judon, but he'll just do the job right. And at this spot, we didn't actually go offensive line. Happy that John Michael Schmitz is on the board at this spot. I think I've had him going in the first round for sure. Very good player. I mean, geez, he should be pretty good. We'll see how that kind of translates into the league, though. Then at this spot, I will just go Trenton Simpson at 48. I have them taking a Mike linebacker, most times in the second round, whether it is Jack Campbell, because Dan Campbell and Jack Campbell would be one hell of a pairing, despite, obviously the same last name and all that good stuff. Here at 49, sure, you could still use a tackle. I don't think that you're really getting the value back by picking here. This is a traditional trade down spot, but I'm not really doing trades. So if you want, you could go with one of these two. But once again, I don't think you're getting your value back at this spot. Maybe linebackers in play with Diane Henley. Once again, I don't know if you're getting your value back, but I love the player in Diane Henley. Devin Bush wasn't exactly, he didn't exactly work out, and maybe Diane Henley has a higher hit rate with his sort of skill set on this team. They brought in Cole Holcomb. They have Tay Crowder there, I know that. Henley is interesting in that spot. Anybody else I'd rather take at this spot? I mean, not really. I mean, Thule maybe. Tuli Pelotu, but we already got Mozzie Smith. I know he's not the same player. Derek Hall's interesting. Bergeron, Henley. Yeah, I think the pick for me right now, what just stands out the most is actually Diane Henley as a need. And I think that he's a really good player. He's valued higher than whatever he was just numbered at there for sure. And I can almost say that with certainty within NFL teams because of his sideline to sideline play. I think he plays with a high motor, if I remember his scouting notes correctly. At the spot at 50, everything's in play. Literally everything. Offensive tackle, you want. I don't want it. I don't want any of those guys. All the good guys are gone, pretty much. At this spot, man, it's such a tough one to pick at. Is this a DJ Turner landing spot? I don't really want to do that. No, I'm probably not going to do that. QB. I mean, Hendon Hooker feels just bad. Just feels like a bad pick. But I don't know. I really don't. Like, what if you want to go Hendon Hooker? No, because he won't even be like, I don't even know with his ACL injury. Man, this is such a tough spot to pick in. I don't want Luke Musgrave here either. I don't want Jahmyr Gibbs. He's too much like Rachaad White. Rachaad White's a good runner, but also catches the ball well. Former Arizona State University guy. And at corner, I guess, yeah, DJ Turner would be next best guy. So I'm just actually going to go DJ Turner. I don't think that's a horrible pick there. I'm not frowning upon that. But this is a pick I love. Imagine Luke Musgrave and his athleticism matched with the rest of this Miami team. I think that just falls right there. That pick's very straightforward. I think that's great. Here at 52, now this is a Hendon Hooker speculation spot. You can reevaluate what you've got on him. Do I like someone else on the board at this spot? And I think you have to if Steve Avila is still available. Normally I have Avila going very high. I'm going to go Avila at 52. And then Cody Mock, I forgot. He's the thing. Joe Tippmann. So a lot of these interior offensive linemen are still here. And they're doing good. I think Khalil Herbert is a great runner. And so complement him with a great catch / speed / everything. Jahmyr Gibbs is just pure value at 53, in my opinion. Could be very dangerous. You double up on offense here if the Chargers as well. Picks are starting to roll. Jalen Hyatt's off the board. Maybe this is a Hendon Hooker spot. Maybe. Dare I say it? So right here, I'm probably, going in between three things. And for me, that's Tuli Pelotu, that is Cody Mock, and that is Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker, I mean, we just heard the news about Jared Goff, and they haven't even talked contracts, anything like that. So you know what? Hendon Hooker will be the pick for me at 55. I accidentally just hit the mic. I'm super sorry for that, but moving on. At the spot, I think that we addressed nickel corner. No need to go Clark Phillips here, and I don't think that any other cornerback at this spot really fits, to say the least. Cody Mock at this spot wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Kind of a rotational guy as you move into the draft. Corner, I mean, you do need like a boundary guy. Tariq Stevenson's here. Dare I do it? Again, I mean, this is just such a tough spot to pick in. It's not like Slim Pickens or anything like that. Sure, maybe Tucker Kraft piques your interest as well. It's so tough. Normally I do these predetermined nowadays, but I think it's good for you guys to see kind of the process that I go through, right? So I'm not a total buffoon to you guys. I kind of value everything, and I try to at least. So at this spot, I will just bite the bullet and go to Stevenson, bank on the upside. This is a definite trade down spot as well if anyone wants to move up for a Josh Downs type of player, anything like that. But at this spot, I think that this is a team that very much would have valued Tariq Stevenson. I think that would have been the dream pick. At this spot, I'm going to actually go Cedric Tillman. Sure that you Giants fans might not agree on that, but too many small receivers. I'm not going to go Josh Downs there, but I might here. Imagine Lamb on the outside, right? So imagine CeeDee Lamb, you lost Noah Brown, and then imagine Gallup on the other side, and then Josh Downs in the middle, while Brandon Cooks is kind of phasing out of his career, maybe while Michael Gallup approaches his next contract. That might be what I do here. I will. I'm going to stop the fall of Josh Downs, go at 58. Talented player, but just size isn't as valuable at the spot. And Cody Mock falling to the Buffalo Bills at 59, by the way, is incredible. Just to put that out there. Like, that is crazy. And then Bengals, I think they need interior offensive line. I'm not going to lie. In my opinion, they need a few things here, whether that is interior offensive line with Joe Tippmann here, because they have currently Ted Karras on roster and starting in that slot, like he's in a starting slot. And I also think that they could need safety, but you can get that a little bit later. Maybe you would go with a guy like Sidney Brown, Jamie Robinson, J.L. Skinner, etc. down the board. I don't think that's exactly where you pick now. So I will just go Joe Tippmann off the board at number 60, another what could be great player in the league. And then at the spot, if this just falls to you, this is crazy to have the option between Isaiah Foskey, Derek Hall, and Tuli Tuipulotu, Keanu Benton as well. I will go Tuli or Toli. I don't know. I've heard it both ways. And then this draft has been defense heavy so far from the Philadelphia Eagles. They have gone Gonzalez and Cansey, and I just mentioned this guy. It's going to be Derek Hall off the board. One of the most athletic edge players in the class, and moves really well. Should be fun to see how he's kind of schemed up there in Philadelphia as he'll play into a bigger role as his career moves on. And at 63, what do you need? Obviously, Bergeron. I know some people that love Bergeron, but I'd probably take Steen before Bergeron, despite him being all the way down here. I think that he'd be an excellent NFL guard. Blake Freeland with straight size is good, but Matthew Bergeron, probably, yeah, I'll just end up taking him there at 63. It's not really biting the bullet. You're just taking a player that needs to be molded, I guess we'll say. You lose Orlando Brown. Obviously, you want someone over there. And so at 64, another guy that's fallen straight to you, Isaiah Foskey, rounds it out. So that'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe. That'd be well appreciated. I'll see you guys next time.